Today's lesson is specifically for people like me out there who are mostly recording music on their own. Now, obviously, this is a guitar channel, and so I'm going to be giving this advice from that perspective, but this really applies to any player working from any primary instrument. And the thing I want to get across here is that even though you write songs on your main instrument and it's the one you play best, don't fall into the trap of getting lazy about the other instruments and just shove lame, repetitive loops and uninteresting parts in there. So we'll hop over to the studio desk in a moment and build a mini song from the ground up, but first I'd like to welcome you to... Okay, so here we are with the Reaper session loaded up. I had an idea for a song. It's got a little bit of a guitar intro, then I have a verse part, and the chorus is based on the same intro part. I'm going to put a lead guitar over it, which will be like the voice of it, and we'll do that last. I'll just play along with it after we do all of our edits. But the main thing here is to think about step out of just being a guitar player. I have the guitar parts done. I put a bass on it that just follows the guitar, and I grab drum beats from Easy Drummer that are already kind of pre-packaged and complete as they are, didn't mess with anything, and put them in there. And this is kind of what I hear a lot from musicians, solo musicians, when they do songs. They'll just play a guitar part that's really interesting, but the bass will just follow along, and the drums might just even be a 4 or 8 measure loop and not really go anywhere or do anything that a drummer would do. It's just an electronic loop, and it can get very uninteresting to listen to. Even if you love guitar and you like what the guitar player is doing, you want to hear the band or the virtual band do something more. So here on this, I'm going to play it for you. You'll see that the part repeats 3 times, and then we're going to talk about the changes that I'm going to make. Okay, I want to make 3 changes to the drums. I'm kind of going into the mode of thinking that I'm the drummer in the band now, and I want to be interesting. I want to have something to say. I want to be heard. Now, the intro to the song was the first place. It just comes in, and it sounds okay. I don't mind it like that, but I think it could be more interesting, and I'm talking about this. Here. Not bad, but I think I want to start with a drum fill leading into it. So I'm going to load up my Easy Drummer library. I'm working with the Rock Solid library here and these presets or these pre-done libraries. And I'm going to go to the fills and find something that works. Okay, dropped a fill in there that I like. Let's just listen to it going in now. Okay, adds a little interest. The drummer's saying something there. I like that. Now, the next thing I want to change is that this repeats 3 times, and you have the kind of stop where the guitar is not playing anything, and nothing's saying anything in that stop except for you have a bass and a snare hit. So right here, and it happens again over here when the guitar stops again. Now, that's already happened twice with the drums and once without. Something needs to be said here, and this is an opportunity. If I was the drummer in the band, and that's all I was thinking about, I might try to insert something a little stylish and cool here. So I'm hearing something in my head where the drummer might hit like a triplet or 3 16th or maybe even 32nd notes on a closed hi-hat and then hits the open hi-hat in that open space. So let me program that in to the drum part here. I'm going to go to the MIDI and program that in, and then we'll see how it sounds. Okay, we've put that in. It's right here. These notes. I'm just going to play this measure here by drums by themselves. Yeah, and I want those hits to sound a little more natural. They don't quite, and that I think has to do with the velocities down here. This is how hard the cymbal is being hit. So I think, whoops, I have them all selected. I want to just change the levels a little bit. Maybe make it sound a little more natural. Yeah, it was just sounding a little bit mechanical to me before that. All right, let's hear it in context now. Yeah, now you've got something cool there that the next time you hear it, your ear's going to be listening for, and it breaks up something that happened 3 times. Now, the last thing on the drums I want to change is this fill leading out. I don't really think it goes with where I'm headed with it. It was just the stock one in the library. So again, I'm going to go through and look at the fills. I have a whole library of fills here that came with this song. And you could even look in other songs and all over the place with the libraries that you have looking for the right fill. But I'm going to search through here first and see if we find something that we like. Nah, not that. No. Okay, I got one here that I liked. Let's play it back. Yeah, that rolls into the next part nicely. Now that's just the drums. I did 3 things on the drums. This also leads me to want to change a couple things on the bass. And I'm going to switch hats now and become the bass player and think about what I can do instead of just strictly following what the guitar is doing. Okay, in the bass part here, we're going to do 2 things. And the first is that I want to connect with the drums in this lead-in fill and play a bass fill leading in as well. So both instruments are going to speak there. So let me put the click on so I know where I'm at. And then we'll record a quick fill that hopefully locks up with the drums nicely. Okay, turn the click off, listen back. Yeah, okay, we've got some interest now. And the second place we're going to do something is another fill leading out back into the verse. I did nothing interesting there. It was just the E and then the fill from the guitar. So let's put something in there on the bass that makes it more fun to listen to. Let's listen back to it. Okay, good. So now the intro, we'll play it one more time through, is more interesting because we took some repetitive stuff and had the drums and the bass get involved and have a voice. Okay, let's move on to a couple quick conceptual edits on the verse part, and then we'll play guitar over the whole thing. Okay, for this verse part now, we have an 8-measure progression that we repeat twice for 16 measures, and I just took the same drum loop that I liked for the main part and repeated it twice. Let's play it. Okay, and then it's just going to repeat there. And I really like the built-in fill here that feels like it's leading somewhere. But then I can't just use the same loop and come down, and it's just kind of boring to do that whole thing for 16 measures. So I think I need to take this out and make sure that that lead up took us somewhere. And I'm going to change to a different drum loop. I'm taking one here that they call a pre-chorus part, which is fine because now I'm going to go into a more intense kind of chorus, even though it's the same as the intro. Let's hear it. Yeah, now it's got some energy. Let's hear if we like it going into the chorus. Yeah, I think I'm going to change that fill at the end again. And then when we get to the chorus, we want it to be more intense. That was kind of winding down. We don't want to wind down into a chorus. Okay, I've got a fill here I like leading into the chorus, but I have to make a slight edit to it. And that's just that on the first measure of it, it needs a hit. So it has no bass drum there. So again, attention to detail with this stuff, hearing it against your songs. I'm thinking I'm only being the drummer in this moment. Okay, and then briefly we'll just talk about the chorus here, and that is that I was using the same loop because it's the same guitar part as the intro. I had that same loop there. And we're trying to actually explode up, so I'm going to pick a beat that's more aggressive for that part, even though it's the same guitar part as before. So I've grabbed one, the fourth beat they have is a chorus one. It works really well. I'm just going to play the first couple measures of it for you here. The hits even line up. I didn't have to do anything. Yeah, just there, we're going to add a hit. All right, so I'm going to edit all that together. We're going to talk about the last changes to the bass and then come back and play guitar over it. Okay, we've changed up the drums. We've made a real second half to this verse instead of just kind of repeating loops underneath what's going to be the guitar lead. And because the drums changed and the intensity changed, I need to change the bass part too and not just kind of follow along with what I was doing. So I'm going to roll this bass part back, these 8 measures here, and I'm going to make a go at a different bass part. I'm not going to be afraid to wander a little bit and almost play like what you'd think of as like a lead bass on it, because it's an instrumental song, and that's okay. If it was something that's going to have vocals on it, I might be a little more reserved, but we're going to have a crack at it. I goofed up, but I know that I want these last 2 measures. They change from a D to a D to E there, leading up to the F sharp. So I'm just going to plug in there. Okay, I think I have something almost locked in with the drums there. So I've just got to clean up that one hit and pay attention to the details here. Again, just as if I was only the bass player and the drummer working together. And that's where they lock up. I didn't really hit that one note with the bass drum. So I'm going to fix that and clean it up. And I think, or I hope you're seeing the idea here about really being that player at that point in time and really thinking like a bass player, thinking like a drummer, and adding to the interest of the song and making those instruments have a voice rather than just being background loops. I'm going to clean that up, and we're going to switch back, and I'm going to play the lead parts over this. So there you have it, about a minute and a quarter of music that was, or instrumental song that was played over something that hopefully you found more interesting after I added those changes to it. I hope that what I did makes sense to you and it inspires you to do more interesting rhythms behind your own songs or whatever it is that you're doing that are the alternate instruments on your song. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I get back to everyone as soon as I can. And until next time, guys, keep making great music. Hey friends, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. It makes the whole world better.